Hey, 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 my Virgo collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Mercury signs. Welcome to your Mercury Retrograde reading for this February to March 2020. I am your reader, Markangelo Lyons, Mal for short, president of DrawingTheCircle Productions, professional witch, professional intuitive, and Leo sun sign. Very excited for this reading, considering we are ruled by the planet Mercury, and that this planet, this retrograde will end. Mercury will go direct on the same day as full moon in Virgo. I think that's kind of interesting. Not sure what that means, which is why I've been waiting for this reading to see if there's anything in particular indicated there. If you are new to my channel, please do like and subscribe. I'm making my way to 1,000 subscribers so I can do super live chat and drunk tarot. There's a link for the vid explaining what drunk tarot is in the description box below. Please do check it out, like and subscribe, and thank you so very. Let's get down to business though, shall we? This is a general read. Please do check your other signs. I've been doing these readings straight through. They've all been really powerful. I love the spread that my guides gave me for it. It's a lot of fun. So take what percentage of information that resonates with you that you can, leave what doesn't, and by all means, check your other signs. Like I just did Libra. I have Mercury in Libra, and it was definitely jolting for me. Like I felt it. So, you know, I expect that more in Pisces, coming Pisces moon, but you know, so you play it out. Because this Mercury retrograde read is a little bit different. It's not about, how to prepare yourself for it. It's how the entirety of this retrograde is happening for you, not to you. That it's all to the benefit of your soul's growth and development. That doesn't mean that the personality has to like it. We're Virgos. We get it. It's our planet, right? It's like, oh, here we go. Delays and miscommunications and having to redo things over and over and over again, right? Computer glitches and video glitches and YouTube glitches and, you know, all of that stuff. But to get that somehow we're learning, healing, and growing in a way that we wouldn't have without it. That's what these readings are for. So they've all been really powerful so far, working Pisces. It's funny, I'm working Pisces through Aries. I didn't even realize I'm doing retrograde. I'm actually going retrograde. So let's have fun with this. The spread that I'm doing is actually the element spread, fire, earth, air, water, spirit, so that we can readdress at least the four elements through the fifth element of spirit. We're going to use Daughters of the Moon Tarot to lay down the first element spread. We're going to clarify with the Healing Angels, Healing with the Angels Oracle, Doreen Virtue, 5 cards, that gives us 10. We will get the 11th card, Chuck Spezzano Love Pack, either a problem, a piece of luck, healing, or grace. Those are the 4 suits for that one. The Ascended Masters will speak through that. The Higher Selves will speak through the Whispers of Love Oracle as usual. Love that so very much. And the Ascended Masters are going to leave us with a healing mantra card, which is, I think, very, very helpful for an air planet retrograde, right? because it's like gives you a mantra, something mentally to work. And really, if you check your other signs, you'll get 4 of them, unless you know you have some conjuncts, right? Like you might have 2 planets, you know, Mercury and Venus, whatever, in one of them. Cool. That's about it. Oh, please remember to breathe. I've been working with the element breaths for these readings. There are 4 different ways to bring oxygen in and out of the body. Virgo earth signs are in through the nose, out through the nose, because it's the tiniest space that air can get in and out. So it's naturally relaxing and grounding. So try it. Ready? And there are some third eye ones that you can speed it up. You feel that? Isn't that neat? Very grounding too, like brings you right into the body. So that's what I'm going to be doing to stay in the present moment, to tune to the still point of the guidance and grace of the divine in the present moment. So if you're doing the same, we're working together towards the same aim, to get as much guidance and grace possible, not just me bringing it through this way, but you tuning to the same source and receiving it from within. Cool. Let's do this together, shall we, my Virgo brothers and sisters? Let's get down to biz. Nice, deep breath. Still point. My gods and goddesses, please. Top 5 cards, element spread, fire, earth, air, water, spirit, for this Virgo collective. Sun, Moon, Rising, Mercury signs for this Mercury retrograde, February 2020 to March 2020. Please, what is the fire, what we desire that we need to reconsider? What is the earth, what we have that we need to reevaluate? What is the air, the thoughts that we need to really look at again? We need to rethink. What are the thoughts we need to rethink? Element of water, what are the emotions we need to deal with again, that we need to perhaps re-deal with? And what is the element of spirit, the point of view most helpful for us? That we can see it from the point of view of the soul, from the spirit, the lens through which will get us through this in the best, most fulfilling way possible for the well-being of all our card of spirit. Please, my gods. Maiden, Mother, Crone. I thought they were going to have me Butterfly again. They were like, nope, that's good. They just keep me talking until it's ready. Let's dive. First card down, element of fire. What it is we want, but also in a retrograde, we need to kind of look at. We need to look at, like, what, not just what do we want, why do we want it? Well, and really wonderful, the Six of Pentacles. A lot of sixes have been coming up this time around for these Mercury retrogrades. A lot of balance. Six of Pentacles, and this is success, right? But physical success. It is a Special Olympics race. Anybody in the race wins. So it's a success in the sense of keep moving forward. I've always called this success under handicap because obviously they're in wheelchairs. You get the idea they are handicapped, handicapable. But it's that idea of you're halfway through, right? Well, a little more than halfway through the suit of Pentacles. It ends at 10, but you're already over the hump. It's like, just keep going, that there is success for you and perhaps some momentum going with that. Now, physical momentum, sure, but in a retrograde, though we want that, remember that success often comes through retreat as well. It's what's called a tactical retreat, and retrogrades are really that, if you think about it. It's retrograding, pulling back, seeing things, going back over things, seeing them differently. So, lovely, that's what we want, but let's see what comes, all right? So, the element of earth to help us get that, my favorite card in the deck, the Three of Pentacles. That what we have is all the ingredients that we need to make this happen. Clay woman takes the dirt beneath her feet, the very clay itself, and molds it into something that will then be put into the kiln, the K-I-L-N, the oven, in order to harden the clay into something completely solid, no longer malleable. So we're talking about our own creativity here, but that we need to reevaluate that. Do we have all the ingredients we need for this success? Now, there's always hidden ingredients. There's always things, because you can have all the talent in the world, but without the opportunity, right? You can make some opportunities. Some of them are just scripted, right? Like, some people can have the opportunity, but not the talent, right? So do we have all of our ingredients here? It's something that we need to reevaluate. So, a 6 and a 3 of Pentacles for an earth sign like us, that's looking really good. It's at least putting us in our genre, so to speak. Let's go mental. What do we need to look at in the element of air? Well, the 4 of Blades, deception, right? I know it looks like the 2 of Blades from the Rider-Waite deck, but there are 2 swords crossed underneath her that she is either unaware of, being deceived, or put there and is trying to blind herself to it. So that's self-deception. So whether it is self-deception or the mind has been deceived, or the mind is not aware of everything that's going on, certainly apt for a Mercury retrograde, considering that is our ruling planet. Yeah, it's not going to say as to what yet, but it is saying that we do have, maybe we believe we have everything we need to achieve the success that we want, but we need to look at this a little bit differently. Remember, we got a whole other deck we're going to lay on top of this. So what's the emotions? What do we need to re-feel? Now, this is a little personal for me. It's the Pisces card. I'm a Pisces moon. This is a Virgo reading, so that kind of like... But I don't always read court cards as people, but I do read them as house energies, 12th house energy, intuition in particular. Emotionally, this can be a very mutable emotional thing for us. So we need to pay attention that the mind is not, I don't want to say making things worse, but exacerbate. It's the same fucking thing. That the mind is not conjuring up things, because the mind will do that when it is unsure. Like during a retrograde, right? When things go unstable, when the scheduled does not go as scheduled, and we may not know why, the mind just starts running. And that's a survival mechanism, and the mind is mechanistic in that sense. That can really whip us up into an emotional lather. But keep in mind, Pisces is also incredibly empathic. I mean, come on, all the water signs are. But it is connected to the 12th house. The 12th house is the unconscious mind, the collective unconscious. We could be empathic as hell picking up everybody's kind of stuff. Talk about the river Styx, right? There's just something there that I want to wait until the angel cards come out, because that's a little vague, like deception that leads, that partners with mutable emotion. Yeah, sure, there could be a Piscean or a water sign or someone just highly sensitive or emotional in our energy field, but that's not my sense of it. My sense of it is this is our emotional field, and perhaps we're experiencing things much deeper than usual, keeping in mind that as we go from February into March, the sun will be in Pisces, our opposite sign. So there's something there, particularly because it's our opposite sign. I mean, I was born on a full moon, so I deal with it, but it might be a little hard for the mind, the non-Pisces moon Virgo mind, to kind of get the depth that what they're feeling might not be just them. They might be feeling other people's stuff, the divine feminine, the first wave, the empathic, right? I want to say keep an eye on that, but with this mental stuff, we'll see. Now, remember, we've got those angel cards. It could be freedom from that, so we'll hang in there for the moment. Let's look from Spirit's point of view. What is the element of Spirit here? That we can see it from the lens of the witch, that we are channeling through information, that we are playing our role, and that we have decisions to make. We have willpower. We are not just sitting back involuntary here, that we can align our fire, our earth, our air, our water with an intention of spirit. And may that intention be for the well-being of all. Let's get through this. Let's do this, what? Wisely. The word witch means wise person. It's gender neutral. I know people use the word warlock, and I ain't getting into anybody's definition of anything. You do you. I'm a witch. I'm a male witch. Really, just witch is enough. To really be a conduit of spirit energy, not just like a high priestess, which is in the more yin, but in the yang as well, in order to take inspiration, bring it down through the mind, down into the fire, the will, the desire, the choices, the decisions, to have it impact emotionally, and then bring it into form and action, honey. That's creativity. Whether you were creating reality or dinner or a spell or a potion or whatever. So that to remember we can be a little hands-on with this, but more from a major arcana place, right? More from a higher spiritual archetypal place of being wise in our choices, decisions, and actions. Particularly if we know that there may be deceptions at foot, right? Isn't it better to know? And look, come on, Pisces is the mystic and the addict. So, come on, illusions, delusions, absolutely. Now, that's why fantasy is a really big thing, ruled by Neptune, right? So, there could be some clouds around the third eye and the emotional field, not necessarily seeing or feeling clearly. But here's my rule of thumb, because I'm aware of my empathic skill. Hey, come on, I made a career out of it. That's how I do this. I'm tuning myself to quantum fields and frequencies all day long. But like, I know here in my house, the only people I'm empathing are my cats and maybe the people on the other side of this wall, because my condo shares a wall with the people behind me. But otherwise, like, I mean, yes, you can empath the 1,000 miles in diameter if you have it like that. But when I'm around people, I do kind of notice. It's like at Stop and Shop, food shopping and stuff. I'll pick stuff up, and on the way home, I'm like, okay, there it goes, right? Leave it behind. So if you sometimes biologically move away from something, a group of people, and notice that, oh, you sort of like return to neutral, then what you're feeling isn't all you. It may trigger something within you, but you're probably picking up on other people's feelings and emotions and feeling them in your body. It happens. It's part of service sometimes. Let's lay down these angels. I'm really interested in knowing, aren't you? Nice deep breath in and out through the nose, please. If you can. I mean, if you have a blocked nose, just breathe any way you can. Still point. My angels, please. Top 5 cards, element spread for this Virgo collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Mercury sign for this Mercury retrograde, February into March 2020, please. Top 5 cards, element spread. What's going on for us? Can you please clarify what the gods have laid down for this Mercury retrograde for this Virgo collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Mercury sign, collective, February to March 2020. One more time. 2020. There we go. Don't know what that was. Clean cut, please. Maiden, mother. Crone was a little static on the channel there. Not anymore. We got the success card in the element of fire. The angels say divine guidance. Okay, so the divine, what we want is the divine guidance for our own success. Now, the truth is everybody has that, but are we tuned in? All right, in the mental field, we've got deception there. So, but know that that is what we want, and there's nothing wrong with wanting to be divinely guided to success, but get that we may have an idea of success different than that of the divine. The divine sees success as the growth of the soul, the expansion of the soul. The soul sees success by feeling every emotion through its entire emotional arc. Everything from joy to despair and depression and bliss and everything in between, right? So we have to keep in mind the divine has a different POV about what success is, but we are looking here really about a physical success, right? It's 6 of Pentacles. It's not 6 of Cups, right? Which is about compassion. You know, not about 6 of Blades in this deck, manipulation, mental therapy and balance, right? Manipulating the mind. This is about getting there. This is about crossing the finish line. Now, not all the way home. A 10, a 6, right? So there's definitely a stage of success that we are trying to get at with divine guidance. It's at least what we want. What we have is this 3 of Pentacles, my favorite card in the whole deck, by the way, with serenity. Now, can we just mold the clay serenely? Can we just do what's right in front of us? Can we keep this in the body? Look, I'm going to tell you, probably the best thing for us, considering Mercury's going to go direct the same day as full moon in Virgo. Right? What are the chances? That's so weird for some reason, that there is something getting ready to manifest for us, but that we need to be a little serene about it, right? And now look, I always refer to the serenity prayer because it's just the easiest way. You know, God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. My version is, oh, good God, Goddess, all that is, Zeus, Buddha, Jesus, Zan, Jaina, Shaggy, Scooby. Grant me the serenity to accept this crazy shit I can't do anything about, and the courage to go within and see this differently, right? To change what I can, my attitude, my breathing. That I can do something about, that I can change, and of course the wisdom to know the difference. So while we are, you know, we may very well be molding the clay for a little bit longer before putting it in the kiln, in the oven, for it to become something firm and stable, which, by the way, we've done before, right? It's like she's got these pots and jars that she's done already, right? They are done behind her, decorated and painted. She's still, you know, molding and sculpting this new one. So if we can just kind of do what's in front of us, me as a Virgo, just keep doing your videos, Mark, keep taking clients, do the laundry, scoop the litter, cook, you know, do just, even if it's just the ingredients of life, at a place of a 3, then it would make sense that if we keep doing that, the divine guidance will get, because we are being divinely guided, because everybody's being divinely guided, because we're divine at our core. That's why letting the soul express itself and going by the soul's dictate rather than the personalities, it's not necessarily an easier life, but it's a more fulfilling one, but it's intense, right? So then let's look. This is a big deal. Like deception in the mind during a Mercury retrograde. We really need to look if we are being deceived, deceiving someone else, or deceiving ourselves. Now, we can deceive a lot of people if we're deceiving ourselves and have no idea that we're doing it. That's one you really want to catch. But at least there's some compassion in that. It's like, well, I didn't know, right? Forgive them. They know not what they do. Thank you, Jay, right? So what are the two swords that we have either hidden from ourselves, hidden from someone else, or have been hidden from us? My angels, can you give us a little cluesy-woozy here? Oh, now this is with the card of manifestation, about a manifestation. That there's stuff perhaps that we don't know about a manifestation. Now, why that's important is because we have two earth cards here in your, right, when I get the right way, in your fire, success, and in your earth. That there's a deception going on here, something that we are not seeing. Now, the serenity with this one may start with, okay, there's shit I don't know about. That's called the grace of humility. I wrote about it in my book, Words of Grace. The link is in the box below. It is the maiden grace. It's the first grace. It's the first grace in the book, but it is my saving grace. Oh, great maiden goddess, grant, even right now, grant me the serenity of humility to know that I do not know, but I am willing to be shown. Great maiden goddess, it would appear that there is a deception and manifestation in the mind, that I'm not seeing things clearly about things manifesting or not manifesting, and I know that I do not know, but I am willing to be shown. Grant me the grace of humility so that I don't drive myself nuts until you reveal to me the truth. So mote it be. That's a prayer. That's a spell. That's a grace, right? So something tricky, hinky there. Are they going to show me? Because like if this, I mean, I could pull other cards, but I'm doing that for the other signs. That's not fair. Well, when maybe this Piscean card is a bit of the key, because it is saying that you know something's going on, right? It's like just reading that is like a, right? Did you feel it in your belly a little bit? It's like deception of manifestation. What am I not seeing, right? Now, if you're deceiving yourself, you might know what that is in a deeper, more subconscious level. But to pay attention to the intuition, to pay attention if you are empathic on the vibes you're picking up from other people. What do the angels got to say about that? Oh, bitch. Archangel Michael, the Archangel of Truth, the classic statue. The classic statue, the classic iconic image that I have, at least growing up Catholic, of Archangel Michael, sword drawn, foot on the head of Satan, the Lord of Lies, right? Deception, ready to cut his fucking head off, right? So the truth, the Archangel of Truth, right? The protector, the defender, that we know the truth deep down inside, but that's the point. It's deep down inside, and it is emotional, intuitional, which means the mind may not be our best way through this. Our best way through this may very well be going directly through spirit and having it work through us. What do the angels say about that? Freedom. Our freedom comes from surrendering this to spirit, but in an active way. So what you do is you wake up in the morning and say, all right, first day of Mercury retrograde, whatever day it is. All right, God, Goddess, Zeus, Buddha, Jesus, Zan, Jaina, Shaggy, Scooby, whoever, you're my higher, go higher power, go higher self. I surrender this day to you. You be in charge. Work through me. Make every choice, every decision, manifest every outcome. Do it for me. Breathe every breath for me. And I will play along. It'll look like I'm making the decisions. It'll look like I'm driving the car, but I'll know it's you. Right? Play along and watch how things unfold. And then you'll be able to see that everything that is coming to us, I'll include myself here, is to free us, and perhaps to even free us from a deception of what's been affecting our manifestation. That's some hot shit if that's true. So that's the thing, when I read my own cards, as much as I want to be impersonal about it, good luck, I'm a Pisces moon. It's not going to happen. I know Don Miguel Ruiz is shaking his head somewhere. Bless his heart and his son's heart. His son's really cute. What do you want? I've been in this field for so long, the spiritual industry. I'm allowed to think other guys are hot in it regardless of whatever. I'm a Virgo. Earth sign. Wow, so let's get our 3 other cards down. This is really cool. Let's ask the Ascended Masters. Now, this has got 4 suits in it. One suit is the problem suit. It's half the suit, but it's good to know the problem, particularly if we get one that would probably indicate what this deception's about, maybe. But then there's also the suit of luck, the suit of healing, and the suit of grace, any of which are going to be helpful here. So, nice deep breath. Still point. My Ascended Masters, I feel you. Please, please, one card in clarity. Chuck Spezzano, piece of luck, a piece of problem, piece of healing, or piece of grace for this Virgo collective Sun, Moon, Rising Mercury sign for this Mercury Retrograde, February 2020 to March 2020. Please, one card. My Ascended Masters, a clue, a tip, a hint, a touchstone, a focal point, something to keep an eye on for us. Well, they looked at me with lust. Woo, the card of lust. Well. Now look, lust, of course, there's so many ways into that card, usually from behind. Lust, yes, there is sexual lust, fine, sure, and that's what this picture is depicting, right? Guy looking at, well, at least they look like watercolors of naked women. Tastefully done, you know, beaver shots that we can see. I don't think Chuck would allow that in his cards, right? But still, lust. You can lust after everything. Now, it's funny. Lust used to be one of the 7 deadly sins, but it upgraded to entitlement, right? So keep an eye on your entitlement. You may not see the whole picture of what's manifesting around us. Again, I'll keep it in the we, because I'm talking about myself as well. But to keep an eye on lust. I mean, sexual lust for me is, you know, it happens. I'm going to be 52 this year. It's just not so imminent. But really get that there's that hunger for something. We think of lust as more second chakra, but really the deadly sin of entitlement, lust, is solar plexus. It's that entitlement. It's like, I don't care if I earned it. I want it. Give it to me, right? Think of like Real Housewives of Anywhere. Entitlement, right? It's like, I didn't earn it. I didn't work for it. I just want it. And the toxic side of, well, no, if that's not toxic, the deeper shadow of that is when you are wounded and playing victim, and that's why you are entitled to. Now, it's different, you know, there's legal shit involved, you know, car accidents and shit. Not talking that. I'm talking about, well, because you did that to me, I deserve. So look out for that word deserve, because that can take us into a very dark terrain in terms of the problem being lust. And maybe we are unaware that the success that we want is being held back in some way by our lust, which is different than greed. I'm going to say it feels closer to greed than entitlement, but we'll keep an eye on that. Keep an eye on lust and greed, just saying. And by all means, let's ask the higher selves of all involved, mine included. Breathe. Still point. The higher selves of all involved, please, one card, a whisper of love for this Virgo collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Mercury signs for this Mercury Retrograde, February to March 2020. Please, a whisper of love, a piece of guidance and grace. The only things I'm really concerned about here are this deception and this lust card, particularly with manifestation. We really need to know what that's about. And I get there's Archangel Michael here offering truth, but that's in the emotional. We would like, please, from the higher self's point of view, closer to that witch with freedom, a whisper of love, please, for this Virgo collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Mercury sign for this Mercury Retrograde, February to March 2020, please. Higher selves of all involved. Bam! Cross fingers. Get to know each other. get to know each other. Learning to meet another's need for love is important for a relationship to grow. This just took a turn, didn't it? Mercury retrograde will do that. Whoever is involved in this, right? There's only one court card here, and it's that Pisces one, so I'm not even necessarily feeling that represents an individual person. That's in our own emotional field here. But certainly with other people in life and relationships that we're in, be aware of getting to know people. Not beware, be aware when getting to know people. Like, get to know people that you might have some ideas in place about what's manifesting. With that lust card, though, that does worry me. Just the sexual vibe of that. If this is about business, that's not great. But it might be something that we have no idea about. And we're just into the manifestation of it. So get to know everybody involved, right? Learning to meet another's need for love is important for a relationship to grow. But what if it's a business relationship? In other words, nothing here screaming sexuality. Well, that lust card is. But remember, you can lust for money. You can lust for attention. You really feeling that way more connected to the vibe of greed in the second chakra. That's the deadly sin of the second chakra. Go read Defy Gravity by Carolyn Mace, M-Y-S-S. Wow. Yeah, let's get this healing mantra down. I want to know now. It's not like I didn't want to know before. This deck, one side is the mantra, the other side is the name of the mantra, so I can look it up in the bookie book. Very helpful bookie book, giving us that final mantra to take with us, and has been resolving a lot of the readings, right? Bringing together loose ends. So we'll get this and then we'll do the overview. Please, a couple of nice deep breaths for me. Still point. Oh, my Ascended Masters, please, one card in clarity, the perfect healing mantra for this Virgo collective. Sun, Moon, Rising, Mercury, signs. For this Mercury retrograde, February 2020 to March 2020. I am really concerned about that card of lust, that card of deception, whether it's self-deception or we're being deceived or doing the deceiving. I'm not a big deceiver nowadays. So please, what is the healing mantra that would be most helpful for this Virgo collective for this Mercury retrograde, February, March 2020? Discovering happiness. Well, that's neat. Discovering happiness. I allow myself to be content exactly as I am. And can I tell you, that's our Earth position right there. I allow myself to be content exactly as I am. I allow myself to be content exactly as I am. 15 syllables. Just it's not iambic pentameter, but it sort of had that bounce to it. I allow myself to be content exactly as I am. Let me read this one. I've had this one for a few days. Lovely with breath work. Just lovely if you pair it with breath work. Discovering happiness. Discovering happiness. I allow myself to be content exactly as I am. When happiness is discovered, you are inspired, excited, and passionate about the gift of being alive. Sure. There is a willingness to open your heart to the mystery of each moment, whether you're getting what you want or witnessing unexpected outcomes. And I think that might be that deception thing, is that something's getting ready to manifest that we have no idea about, but we might think we have an idea about because we want it to succeed. Now, that doesn't mean it's not going to succeed, but in terms of discovering our happiness here, we kind of need to be serene and stay with the process to work it through, that it might not be completely fully manifested. The discovery of happiness frees you. Freedom. So the discovery of happiness is definitely more of the, right, allowing the divine to work through us kind of deal. Come on. Sorry, trying to keep the cards in order. Discovery of happiness frees you from needing life to bring you more of this or less of that. The true joy of being yourself has dawned. So interesting. So that's definitely gonna deal with this lust thing, right? Well, then I allow myself to be content exactly as I am, feeling this lust, but trusting that what's going to manifest is going to manifest because I have no idea. I would really take the place of humility there, just knowing that you don't know. This mantra is ideal for facing disappointment, a possibility in anything for sure, developing self-approval and feeling fulfilled. And I think that that's part of this, is that we definitely want to feel the fulfillment of it, particularly emotionally. There's a truth there that might allow us to be content exactly as we are and really allow the natural happiness within us to rise to the surface. I allow myself to be content exactly as I am. Wonderful, brilliant. Let's give you an overview. Magic, clap. Bang! Again, looking at the element of fire here. The Six of Pentacles with divine guidance. That's of course what we want, but probably there is some finish line, some perceived goal that we have in mind. How can we not, right? That we want the divine guidance there to get us there some way, shape, or form. And what we have to kind of coax that along is just to kind of put our heads down, do our work, mold the clay, nothing fixed, nothing completed, but in that molding, creative, fingers in the clay, fingers in the dirt, bringing together the ingredients with serenity, knowing that we may not know, right? We may be completely third eye blind in terms of how this is all going to manifest, moving up to that position of air there. But there is an intuitive truth, an emotional truth here with that Archangel Michael that in a way is protecting and defending us through this throughout, since he is, through this throughout. That was a fun thing to say. Guides, they pass it around my crown chakra like open mic night up there. But then really pointing to that card of spirit with the witch and freedom, that this is about free will. I mean, the card of the magician is all about will you or won't you, right? Choices and decisions, but in a more initiatory way. Initiating action, initiating magic, casting a spell, saying a prayer, doing a healing, any of that kind of stuff that you allow the divine to work through you, or at least the universe to work through you, however you define the divine. But that to keep an eye on lust, right? I think that that's just a wise thing. I would even almost make a mental and a physical note here to tune in to the solar plexus and the second chakra when they start to get a little crampy, a little burny, a little wanty, right? A little wanty. There's a good word. My second chakra wants to eat that guy. Well, then, let's take a few deep breaths, not act on that. Yet, I allow myself to be content exactly as I am, and we can get to know each other. Learning to meet this other person's need for love is important for a relationship to grow. Does feel like somebody might be walking in here, but the core really is for this Mercury retrograde. Like, if it's lust, great, have fun, have a lovely weekend. But as far as a relationship growing here, really get to know each other, that there's stuff there we're not seeing. If this is a spontaneous meeting or a lustful encounter, perhaps an ex-lover, ex-boyfriend flash flood, to know that no matter what happens, whether you get what you want or not, more of this or less of that, as the book said, I allow myself to be content exactly as I am. Wow. Cool. Very, very cool reading. I'm single right now, so I am very happy to say, all right, let's see who they march into me from the past, right? Let's just see about that. But overall, that I can be this and keep the freedom of the witch, my own spiritual power, to allow myself to be content exactly as I am. And I think that's just wisdom for all of us, right? Cool, cool. May the Virgo collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Mercury signs be blessed with all that they need this Mercury retrograde all the way through to full moon in Virgo, our full moon. That we may grow, that we may heal, that we may see clearly, that we may grasp the freedom that is ours, that we may feel the truth deep within us, keep doing what we're doing in a creative way with serenity, and allow the divine guidance of the gods, the masters, the angels, all of them to bring us the success we truly desire. Though there may be lust along the way, and yes, we will get to know each other should that present itself with that piece of wisdom, but ultimately, may we allow ourselves to be content exactly as we are this Mercury retrograde for the well-being of all. Oh, so mote it be. And so it is. Yay! Kick ass, my Virgo family. I love you all so much. Please do like and subscribe. Help me get to 1,000 so I can do super live chat and junk tarot and other cool stuff. Cool. Wishing you the very best and the very blessed of this Mercury retrograde. But for now, my darlings, hail, farewell, and blessed be.